I'm here to tell you a tale of twins. It all began with Marja. Marja was a 28-year-old writer married to Chester. She and her husband had been trying to get pregnant for years. She constantly found herself looking enviously at her friends, who all seemed to be having babies at this time. She was wishing and hoping that her and Chester could get pregnant, but alas, she was coming to terms with the fact that she may never have a child of her own. She figured she would be a career woman. Writing novels would be her life fulfillment. Or so she thought. Through a friend, Marja had heard about in vitro fertilization. She brought home a brochure about it for her and Chester to read up on it. Initially, Marja was unsure if she wanted to try this method for getting pregnant. But after much thought, she decided she at least owed it to herself to give it a try. After going through the procedure, she had to wait to see if it could be her solution for getting pregnant. She constantly found her mind wandering while she's at work. She hoped and prayed that she could get pregnant from the in vitro fertilization. And sure enough, Marja found herself feeling ill in the mornings. She went to the doctor for her checkup, and to her amazement, she was pregnant. She loved being pregnant. She felt like her life was finally coming together. Everything she had ever wanted was actually coming true. And after about 3 months into her pregnancy, Marja went to the doctors for a checkup. She found out she was having twins. She truly couldn't believe it. That night, Marja lied in bed, thinking to herself, twins. She wondered, would they be the best of friends or would they be rivals? Would they constantly be competing with each other? She didn't want that for her daughters. She wanted them to be the best of friends. She wanted them to get along and to be inseparable. Only time would tell. Some years later, it turns out the twins were the best of friends. They did absolutely everything together. They did dance lessons together. They played games together. They enjoyed spending all of their time together, even throughout their teenage years. Lillian and Cicely preferred to be in each other's company over anyone else's. They had no time for boys. Some would say that Lillian and Cicely were inseparable. Truly to them, life was perfection. As they moved into their 20s, everything was about to change. Cicely had met Massimo. It was love at first sight, and Lillian couldn't be happier for her sister. They were engaged in no time, and Lillian was ready to step up to the plate to be her maid of honor. She threw the best bridal showers and parties for Cicely. They were truly the talk of the town. She helped Cicely in every way possible. She even helped her bake her own wedding cake. She did ridiculous amounts of shopping for her sister during the wedding preparations. They did bridal dress shoppings, and of course, she helped her sister find the dress of her dreams. The wedding day had finally arrived, and Lillian was truly happy for her sister. This may be because she had never thought about what life would be like once her sister was married. Lillian found her life spiraling out of control. She felt like she was all alone. She had long days, boring days without Cicely by her side. She was wrapped up in this new marriage with Massimo. Lillian understood this is what all newlyweds were like, but she had a hard time adjusting. Lillian had cats, one named Paisley, the other named Lace. Lillian would have horrible dreams at night, dreams that she would end up being lonely and loveless, like a crazy cat lady. Lillian found herself doing everything alone without Cicely. She painted alone. She exercised alone. She sat alone, reading books for hours on end. Hours on end. She just didn't know what her life would be without her sister. But Lillian decided that she would stop focusing on love and learn to embrace life as it was, in the here and the now. She began to make new friends. She joined a band. She took photography lessons. And she even took dance lessons. This is where her life changed. She met Charles. Charles was everything Lillian needed. He was sensitive, genuine, caring, and thoughtful. The connection and emotions between the two of them were undeniable, and it didn't take long for the two of them to tie the knot. Now the twins were in the similar stage of life again. Lillian and Cicely's sisterhood was getting back to the way it had always been. This is the tale of twins, seasons of life, and yes, love.